And another thing.
I once met a snake who said, "I can't tuck myself into bed. It's a nuisance, you see. Having no hands," said he, "I can't even scratch my own head."
And another thing.
Good evening. Our headlines tonight. A woman looking at some raspberries in a local fruit and vegetable shop claims to have stumbled across a portal into an alternate universe. "The weather is much nicer there," she said, "but they haven't got any fruit, so I'm glad I came back." Asked if they had any nuts, she said, "Not since I left," and ran off. A statue of what can only be described as an alien rocket has suddenly appeared in the market town of Little Delving. No one knows who did it or how it got there. Mysteriously, the statue is impervious to forklifts, cranes, bulldozers, chainsaws and explosives. The locals have decided to live with it and have created a new maypole, which is a star feature and a recent fate. A man from Kettering has become the first person to marry a self-service checkout machine from his local supermarket. "She had me at 'please place the item in the bagging area,'" said Mr. Jones, "and by 'please take your change,' I knew she was the one for me." However, it appears that true love doesn't always run smoothly, as the happy couple are having difficulty spending time alone together. "The wedding night was a bit noisy," said Mr. Jones, "being late night Saturday shopping, but we managed." Meanwhile, a new traffic scheme has been launched in West Sussex. Following a recent experiment in Holland, which successfully reduced the number of road accidents, all traffic lights are to be removed. Unfortunately, the central meaning of the memo sent to local road contractors was lost, resulting in all traffic lights remaining and the roads being removed. Now the only vehicles on the tracks left behind are tractors, and the accident rate has fallen to 0. "It's a total success," said someone. News just in. The statue of an alien rocket appears to have been an actual alien rocket. At the time of its sudden launch, there was a maypole practice underway. "This is typical," said local Mayor Bradley Portswig. "Every time we get a maypole, something catastrophic happens. From now on, we're sticking to line dancing." And finally, there is no more news. Charlie, our man who delivers news, fell off his bike earlier and disappeared into an irony tunnel. The preceding items were found at the bottom of next door's recycling bin. And now, this.
And another thing.
And another thing.
And another thing.
Time to think of your future. Walk off to the town. A message to you. A message to you. A message to you.
In case you're wondering what it's like touring with the Subhumans, in the United States, it's like this, except they're in the back, and the engine's on. And the van is moving. And another thing.
These are the dark days of the clownish buffoon, bombastic and smug like some satirical goon, pompous and crude, lying and vain, openly stealing the rights we have gained, bragging and slagging than the ruffling of hair, a mess of a man, to show that he cares. He's just like you, working class to the core. He'll hug you, scrap taxes and care for the poor. But it's all just a game. He's not really a laugh. He's a Bullingdon Brayer, doesn't do things by halves. The homeless are just one group they despise. Let's burn loads of money in front of their eyes. Then while we're at it, let's fuck a pig's head. Trash a bar for the hell of it. The proles are just dregs. Chinless wonders, not so wonderful after all. But a smattering of Latin keeps the people in thrall. When did so many give up critical thinking? Was it too many sound bites and memes, or just drinking to forget that Etonians have broken this land? Smash it up, sell it off, more riches, that's the plan. From the moment they're born, they're told they will rule. They're clever and better than the rest of us mules, or cattle, whatever. The labels they use, well lumped in together to boss and abuse. The tousled smirks, the knowing smiles, it's all just an act. He's a cruel, evil bastard, and those are the facts.
And another thing.
Tell who's got free text, can't you?
What?
Alright, I can't speak back. I can't afford to talk.
Hey?